We were texting 8 minutes ago, and then I said, "Yo, join the StreamYard 7 minutes ago," and he didn't. So I imagine he's setting up or something like that.
Yeah,
So like,
which is okay because we can talk about Tiny Tina. All right, let me hit the music.
oh, we're starting right now. Okay.
Oh, if you know that ditty, you know what time it is. Tool time.
Who?
This is the Home Improvement Podcast. Welcome. We've changed it. With me is my guest, my friend, best friend, buddy in the universe, Ian O'Keefe, and joining later. Hello, Ian.
Please call me Al Borland. How you doing?
And joining soon, hopefully, is Fatty Daddy Radlow.
Let's hope
He
so.
may be running a little. Well, you might have to call him Matt Latelow.
Yeah, like a butt with diarrhea. He's running little behind.
That's a good. That's a dirty joke.
Thanks. I made it up on the fly, so the grammar might not be right, but I think there's a gem of a joke somewhere in
The
there.
grammar may not be right.
Yeah,
So
it's a diamond in the rough.
it might be it's going to be a fun, action-packed hour. Well, however, half hour, 45 minutes. Before Matt jumps in because he didn't play it, I want you to talk about your first impressions for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands because this was a game.
It's a game everyone's talking about.
It's a game everyone's talking about.
It's not true. Everyone's still on Elden Ring.
that is. Oh crap! We could even no. We talked about Elden Ring, I think, already.
I mean, but you got hands-on experience now, so
Yeah, I do. So we could do a little titty touch on that one when Matt comes in
yeah.
too.
We'll do a titty touch. We'll just
Little
touch
titty
the
touches.
the tips of our nits.
A little. So Tiny Tina's Wonderland was first thing. It was Tiny Tina's like DM DLC for Borderlands. Was it 2, right?
It was 2, yep. Return something with Dragon Keep, I think.
Oh yeah, I think like Tiny Tina's Return to Dragon Keep, and it was it's a fun. It has a lot of wonkiness of 2. With sprawling maps, you have to run back and forth, which was a slog in the second one's DLC.
Don't worry, that's still kind of there.
Oh, for God's sakes!
I feel like they never really got rid of. There's not enough waypoints. I think is one of the recurring themes of the Borderlands series in general. Is like this one especially. There's not vehicles, so it's just like a little bit more of a slog in a lot of places.
So, here we go. So, hello, Matt.
Yo.
Hello, Matt.
Can you hear?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
Haircut boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Haircut boy.
Actually, it's not a haircut. TJ's wearing the same hat he always wears.
Yeah, it's not a haircut. It's a hat.
Yeah, it's a hat, Matt.
I was actually talking about stupid Ian.
Oh. Well.
Wow.
Yes, I did get a haircut. Thank you for noticing.
We're off to a diamond start.
And my gray streak is now connecting down here. As I get older and older, I guess that's my 37th birthday present. Is this gray streak getting longer and longer?
I know, but
I'm loving it.
It makes you distinguished. So we're talking about Tiny Tina real quick, Matt, before we could touch on a little Elden Ring stuff, and then I got some news we can't snooze on.
Yeah.
So I want to know So Tiny Tina's Wonderland was written by the guys who wrote Borderlands 3, which
boy, it shows. I've already noticed a couple of instances of the claptrap, like, if we do this, we'll be the biggest heroes in the land. And by we, I mean I will be. I'm not kidding. I've noticed it twice. Real? Yes, the exact same joke. The same joke. I've noticed it twice already. That was the one I made special note of because like I noticed it once. I'm like, are you kidding me? And then I noticed the second time, and I'm like, well, I have to keep this in mind. The good news is like the gameplay is still really fun. There's like a whole slew of new enemies. The environments are great. I think Borderlands lends itself really well to a fantasy genre. The The classes are super fun.
Good.
I've played like you dual class in the game, which is strange. Like there's 6 classes, but you're always 2 of them, which
Mm.
I think is a bad move. Did you
Oh.
guys Sorry.
No, say that again.
You have 6 classes you can choose from,
Yes.
but at a certain level you get to dual class. You have to pretty much.
Oh.
So you always have 2 classes.
I don't know.
Which did you guys play South Park where you were superheroes, the cracked butthole?
Yeah. Did you play it, Matt? The fractured
Nope.
butthole.
It's like a really
Very
cool
good game.
game. You like play as like a little superhero. Matt, you actually might like it because it's like
It's so fun.
it's
Yeah, it's like turn-based, right?
yeah, it's a tile-based SRPG.
Also, the
and
writing is killer. It's
the
so
writing's
fun.
great. It's written by all the
so
South
good.
Park guys. It's very good. And you make your own little superhero kid, but it hits a point where it's just like you unlock new superpowers, and by the end of the game, you can just like your kid is whatever. Like if you want your kid to like control plants, well, you also have to be like psychic and Wolverine, but then you can switch between anything at any time.
Mhm.
So it just feels like, well, I want this to be like you play as one kid, and then if I wanted to replay, I could try other superpowers.
Instead, it's like kills the replayability because you just change
Right.
what you want on the fly.
And I feel the same way about the dual classing in this. It's like, well, all of the armor is like geared towards specific dual classes, and it's like that's not what I chose, so I can't find armor that like synergizes well because the 2
Oh.
classes I picked just there doesn't seem to be any armor that has both of them.
Uh,
It'll just be 2 other ones, and it's like, well, you guys either have to have every dual class armor represented, or like better yet, I don't care that much about dual classing. I know that's something you do in Dungeons and Dragons, which is what the whole game's themed around. But
oh, that sucks.
yeah,
This is offensive content. Laugh at Brian says. Thanks, Brian. So, and then you said, so the is the story okay, or because of the writing, it's just so.
the story's like a Borderlands story. I did want to like do like a quick retrospective on like how we got where we are with Borderlands because
Sure.
so many of the characters, despite this being like an ostensible like complete offshoot of the board, the premise is you're playing Dungeons and Dragons and Tiny Tina is the dungeon master, right?
Yes,
Tiny
like it
Tina
was in
from
the-
Borderlands 2.
The DLC, yeah.
Right. Matt, you played Borderlands 2, you remember Tiny Tina?
Yeah. She's the
Yeah.
little tiny girl.
She was
Yes,
obsessed
girl-
with
But she,
explosions.
yeah.
Orphan,
You don't want to get on her
lonely.
bad side.
No, you don't.
Borderlands 1 started, and it's interesting because they were just it's interesting, the Borderlands one. They started it, and it was like, what if rednecks were in outer space? Like, what if it was like, what would Tatooine actually be like if it was just like a planet on the fucking far outskirts of the universe? It would be a bunch of goddamn rednecks sitting there in like, rural Arizona, more or less, right? Something
Yeah.
like that, where it's like a desert planet. And they kind of moved on from there. And in Borderlands 2, I don't know what happened, but they kicked the writing up a notch and developed like at least 3 amazing characters who everyone loves, like
good.
Mr. Torg,
Yep.
Tiny Tina,
Tiny Tina.
and Handsome Jack are
Handsome
just like characters you're going to remember for the rest of your lives.
Yeah.
And the show, like after that, it was like still like these are just, Handsome Jack is like the corporate overreach over this like redneck planet, right?
Mhm.
Tiny Tina's like a kid with no parents. And it's like, how does a kid develop like just orphaned and fending for themselves? And it's like, well, bombs are safety or something. I don't know. Like, I don't want to get psychoanalysis, and Mr. Torg's just crazy.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of stopped developing stuff. And like in Borderlands, the pre-sequel, it's like
Ugh.
just whatever.
That
There's
one was, I
nothing
can't even tell
memorable.
you an iota
Yeah.
of who's in it or the story. And I played
Well,
half of it.
Handsome Jack hires you to do stuff. They were just like, Handsome Jack's a hit. Let's do more Handsome Jack.
What is, what that's, what it's like when someone finds a good thing and then they rail it into the ground.
Right.
Where it's like, okay, so now Borderlands is just the Handsome Jack games. And, it's
And
like,
then
'cause he's a
Borderlands
character.
3, they were the same. They were just like, let's focus on those characters that were hits. And by this point, all of them are showing up again. And it's
Handsome Jack
complete
showed back up.
flanderization. It's not like, well, let's come up with new characters who would exist in like this redneck, like outskirts. Or if it's Tiny Tina making a game, let's come up with an entirely new cast of characters. Like we don't have to be beholden to Mr. Torg
Yeah.
and Handsome Jack's legacy and all of that shit.
Well, it's easy and it's lazy.
I know.
Like it's a lazy, easy thing to do.
It is. But
I
the
can't.
guns
I'm
are
beside
really fun.
myself.
It's
that the
really
writing
fun
is
to
bad.
like go through the skill tree and customize your character and get new loot all the time. I feel like I have an OP character, but the game might just be misbalanced because I get through a lot of encounters very, very easily, including boss fights.
They might be there for the new game plus, like,
Yeah.
new game plus stuff, but
I remember boss fights being longer in the other ones, but again, I think I just built a really OP character. I'm just like, I literally like watch people's life just shred down in like a few seconds, and it doesn't matter if it's a regular or a boss. Just like, I don't know. I'm playing as
I wonder if it is built for that new game plus where you jacked up the craziness.
Yeah.
Which is fun. But again, like, it was one thing I was afraid of with Tiny Tina was like me, Ian, we were talking about getting it. And then there was one huge thing I was afraid of is the writing was me and Ian went as far as we muted the voiceover.
I did that.
Playing 3.
I had to. I got too
because
annoyed.
I couldn't stand hearing the fake, like, wannabe streamer bad jokes and just screaming characters that would scream over your little like intercom thing constantly. And we muted it to where like you could it was like, I just want to shoot stuff. Like it was so bad. Well, that's a shame. I gotta say, I might get it if it's fun.
The other thing that's annoying is, and this I think Matt and you will understand as like, people who have done improv and like stage performances, every character is at a 10 the whole time. And I don't mean in terms of volume. I mean, like you meet a paladin and he's like, "Oh, forsooth, what hast thou done to our city? You have," and it's like, okay, everyone can't be the most like over the top version of everything at all time.
Yeah.
Like some characters need to be like, "Oh shit, my kid's gone missing. Could you help me, sir?
Yeah.
I know I'm just a peasant, but would you help?" Like just to like get a breath and it not to be just like the only joke is, "Look at how over the top this is."
Yeah. Like every character is like, "I'm the bread baker."
Yeah, exactly.
And then you meet the other guy's like, "I'm the candlestick maker."
I'm the town pervert. I'm jerking off right now, aren't I though?
Yeah. Actually, I would like all 3 of those characters in a
game. So funny.
Yeah.
So funny.
The gameplay's still on point though. I really like having a looter shooter that's not gritty sci-fi.
Yeah, maybe I'll just maybe I'll get it and just just to run through a character. I do miss Borderlands. I have so many games to play. I'm this close to beating Guardians. I'm this close.
You've been saying that for like 2 months straight.
This close. I know I have. This close. And then when I was now we'll get into stuff because I want Matt to jump in with this stuff. But so then Elden Ring has been a game that everyone's been playing. Ian told me not to get it. It would take 10 years off my life. Matt then agreed.
Yeah, I think it already has.
I think that too. And then so
every minute you play that game is an hour of your life. That's like just off the
for real. It seems like everything that would kill you.
Yeah,
in real life.
So I went and visited Ian where he lives, and we met up with Matt later on. It was super fun. But I got my hands on Elden Ring, and I think I have enough game. And it's funny how Ian, it's almost like it felt like if I never did, let's say, cocaine, and you two did a lot of cocaine, and I was like,
if we did a lot of cocaine, wink.
And I said, "Hey guys, I really want to try cocaine," and you two are like, "You know what, man? If you smoke weed, you're fine. You don't need to do cocaine." That's what it felt like because you two were like, "You know what, man? Like, there's a lot of games. Just go play other games. Just play other games."
Yeah, and you're also in this analogy the biggest stoner. Like you like your loot shooters.
Oh, I love it.
And your Borderlands and Destiny, and it's like, well, you know what you like about those? There's none of that here.
What I do love is I love hack and slash RPGs with the loot, and that's an open world like that. It's it, but again, I played a little bit with Ian, and like it was.
You did not play a little bit. So TJ stayed at my house for like Wednesday to Sunday.
Yeah,
and most hours we weren't out doing stuff, and like I We were probably out for like 8 hours a day, like doing stuff around the city I live in, which I
Yeah.
can't name because of like FBI reasons and things like that.
That is true. They
But
are looking for him.
they're
Mhm.
looking for. They'll never find me.
Oh, they'll never
Should
find
they
him.
be?
Yeah,
Um,
the female body inspectors, they'll find you.
but we spent a good amount of time on the in betweens on the couch, passing the controller back and forth, playing Elden Ring, and
Playing as
then
mage, like a mage,
yes, we built
you
our
know,
own custom character.
which shocked the shit out of me that that
It's an
character
astrologer named Gwendolyn. She was
Yep,
wonderful. We both had huge crushes on her. She's
huge.
amazing. We wrote her a backstory and everything.
We did. And I was surprised how the mage handles easier in this game than anyone else. Hey, your mom gaming, how you doing?
But my point is,
Yeah, your
we
point.
played this game a good amount during our waking hours, like when we weren't out to eat or like doing like going around the city and stuff. I'd go to bed, and TJ would play Elden Ring after I went to bed, and I'd wake up in the morning, and TJ would be playing Elden Ring.
I
TJ
would.
was obsessed with this game,
Yeah.
despite everything he's saying. Every chance he got, and I have more than one game on my PlayStation, but
More,
TJ was
yes.
playing Elden
Least
Ring
2.
at every turn.
I don't know what it was. It was like the grinding. The grinding was so there was something addicting about trying to do it.
That's
But then
why,
something
again,
annoying.
Matt's metaphor of this being cocaine
Yeah.
and you being the biggest stoner on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
It's like
things are there.
what you're trying to get out of the cocaine is it's like, oh, I'm so close to feeling like maybe if I do some more cocaine, it'll feel like I'm high. And it's like,
Yeah,
no, just go back to the weed.
and the reason we say it'll take for the
And you're
reason
like, yo,
it'll
yo,
take
yo, guys, wait. I've been started snorting the weed. I feel like it's helping me.
TJ would go into like literally the first encampment you see of just basic ass foot soldiers, and he'd start like fighting them and killing them. Take a hit here and there, like the same way anyone does. And then he'd fight like the captain of the like that camp who is like a shield and like more flourishes and has like more life and hits more. And TJ would get within like one hit of killing him and die, and he would flip the fuck out, being like,
Yeah.
"This game is so fucking
Not
unfair."
like I would.
Like, without fighting a boss, which are the nightmares of the entire From Software series, TJ would flip out that he didn't get the last hit in to kill the guy. He
Yeah.
would be like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like,
Yeah.
There was
that energy.
it just was like yeah, and I didn't get as furious. Like I got mad, but I think Ian, you've seen me way angrier at other stuff.
And that's my point is I saw it getting there.
Yeah.
And, like, I can't imagine you fighting a boss multiple times in
It
a
is
row.
true. It is.
Yeah.
It
I
is
mean, the
true.
one the most important skill which I've like come to learn with these games, it's like it's not really like you need to have some reaction time to it, but it's really just about patience,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is the one thing that I still have a problem with where it's like, oh yeah, oh, the boss is stunned. You have enough time to get 2 hits in.
Right.
Oh, but maybe I should just go for a third, Like I always just try to like beat enemies as fast as I can. And if I just take a fucking breath, take
Yeah.
one hit, back up, wait for him to swing, but and I feel like that's probably where you fail, TJ,
Yeah.
because it's like if you're getting a guy down to his like last sliver of health, you just need to back up, roll away.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's what I found. I just couldn't. And with the mage, you could at least like, slam some magic at them. They come close. You put your
Yeah.
sword, you slash them with the sword. Like there was some neat, like stuff. But again, like I love the design of the characters. And like Ian was like, just go on YouTube and watch
Yeah.
boss fight. I don't know. I mean, I
It's
guess I'm
not
just
for
not good. Like
everyone.
I said,
I didn't like it at first. This is my first From Software game,
mhm.
and you know, I bought it, and I bought it at midnight. I was like, yeah, I don't think I like it. Like, I didn't like that every
Yep.
time you like press a button, you still have to wait a second for like the sword to make contact, and like,
Yeah.
I didn't like having to be so patient. Sucks like they really, what other game do they just put you against an enemy that you're not designed to beat
Yeah.
and then put you against another enemy that you're not supposed to beat the tree sentinel, you're not supposed to beat like that first boss thing that comes down,
Hmm.
but like, yeah, right off the bat it's like, well, this isn't fun. until
Yeah.
you realize, like, the other day I played yesterday, and I like got transported to this place, and I started walking, and the fucking ground opened up, opened up from under me, and I died, and I laughed so fucking hard. It was so fun, like, is that's how this game has like taught me to just like appreciate just like the unfair deaths, because at the same time I'm playing super unfair. This isn't how everyone has to play, but like, yeah, I'm playing as a mage that's just like fucking super powerful, and I can just do a fucking Hadouken
Mhm.
uh, and melt bosses. So at the same time, I have no guilt playing that way, because at the same time, the fucking ground just opens up under me without any indication and kills me. So
Yeah.
it's like, but I had to work my way there. If you would have told me that before I started playing, I'd be like, yeah, that's fucking stupid. Who cares? It just kills you for no
I mean,
reason.
you make it sound like I should just play as a mage and get the game,
Just don't have the
and I'll just
temperament.
guys, it's
I don't
gonna
think I have the temperament, and I'm decently, like, I say decently far. I'm probably like 8% of the way through the game at most,
yeah.
but I don't
Yeah.
have the temperament for it. Like,
And you are pretty you're like the yin to my yang when we're together doing stuff, 'cause
I know
Ian's always the calm, like, "Hey, it's all right, man. It's okay, dude." Like, you know?
Radlow's the most diligent out of all of us, I would say, and I think that's his strength, and that's why he's getting the farthest in this. I like the game, but like,
Uh-oh,
yeah, I
Matt.
I don't think I can finish it.
Your mom gaming says mage is OP. They've been buffing and nerfing spells already.
Oh, I know. I'm looking for a
Oh,
new weapon to replace my moon veil.
oh, you better
Yeah,
start killing this stuff, because it's about to be nerfed for nothing in that
I
game.
know.
You're about to get nerfed.
But they actually they buffed a few mage spells too. I really do think uh it's a pretty balanced. I think mage is a good character for like newer people, because it's you want to hang back. It's like a little less stressful to be able to just like
Yeah.
hang back and launch spells. But there's plenty of fucking situations where I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to hang back for this. I need to figure out how to fight this thing.
Yeah.
And I've ended up having to pump in some like dexterity and like vigor to be like, all right, I'm not always gonna be able to just sit back. And
You know,
the next time I play, I want to then like I kind of want to try the game again, just being like a person that plays right up close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched like Donkey's video on it, and he said this game is amazing. The biggest problem is balance, and he's like, I beat the game 4 times.
Yeah.
I'm not bad at the game. I'm not complaining that the game is too hard. I'm saying it's unbalanced. Like, you take too much damage from specific enemies, and some things you can do are too weak. And
Hmm.
when I started the game, and I'm just like, I don't want to really look stuff up that much, and I started making a build, and I'm like, I want to use 2 daggers because I really like the attack string they have. And then it's like, you look it up online. It's like 2 daggers is like one of the worst builds. It just sucks. It's like you have to get too close, and the risk isn't worth the reward. And
Uh,
it feels really bad to be like, well, okay, I already sunk a ton of stones, like smithing stones, which aren't that easy to find, into my
yeah.
daggers.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, I'll go find something. It's just like, it feels bad, man.
It sucks.
Yeah.
And that's the reason then when we,
But
go the
But
mage.
that's the kind of thing it seems they're responding to in patching, which I hope they
yeah,
do.
and they
Uh,
have responded to that, because it is actually a lot. It's pretty easy to get stones if you don't mind looking up how to get them. Like, it's
yeah.
like you
Like
can find them
far
anywhere, you can buy them
or
anywhere.
farming them.
It's
Farming
not
them.
even farming, not even like you can just buy them for runes.
Good lord. Yeah, I don't
So
know. I got obsessed with kind of playing it a little bit. I could see the appeal, but Ian had a point where if I can't beat a low level like general of a shit army,
No, you could though, because you'd go back
yeah,
and beat him. I'm just
yeah,
saying, I don't think you have the temperament in the sense, like,
for the
I think
boss.
it probably took me 12 times to beat an early boss named Magritte. What's
Yeah.
Magritte's last name? Does he have like a title or something, Matt? Do you remember?
I forgot.
Magritte O'Shanahan.
Magritte's like the first boss you meet, I think, in the first like big
Margit the Fell Omen.
Margit, the Fellowman. He's like
Yeah.
the first, not Magritte, Margit. He's like the first major checkpoint boss you meet in the first major checkpoint dungeon.
Mhm.
And there's a later boss too, who's Radlow was like talking up how cool like the sequence of fighting him is, and no spoilers, but he's like something the grafted, and he does some really fucking weird, cool shit during your
Ooh.
fight with him. And you know, between the two of them, it was like Margit took me between 12 and 20 times. I have no idea, somewhere around there. And like, you know, you beat him, and it's like, holy shit, what a relief. But like, there was definitely like a point where I had to walk away and say, okay, I'm getting mad. I'm gonna go do something else for a
Yeah.
while.
Well,
And
but
that's hard to get over.
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
have
but
that.
also they give you so many. I don't know. I really think From Software went out of their way for quality of life. Where for the third boss, she's like a queen, and I couldn't figure out. I was like, I don't want to look up how to beat her, but there's like a way. She's in like a protective shell, and it's like, all right, well, how do I break this
Oh, like a
barrier?
Kinder Egg?
Yeah, she's in a Kinder Egg,
Oh,
and I'm
go
like, how
on.
do I break this barrier? Like, I want to see if I can figure it out. But it was, it's kind of stressful because you're like getting beat by like a dozen enemies, and I died, and I was like, all right, I don't want to look this up, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna summon a couple people. So I just used my fucking like finger thing, got two random people from Xbox Live, and we fucking beat the shit out of her.
Nice.
And it's like, that was only my second time facing her, but it was like still super memorable to just be like, cool, like me and these two people that clearly know what they're doing, but are around the same level as me. And like, they kind of just, I watched them play. I'm like, oh, so that's how you do it. And it was just really fun. And it's like, yeah, I've had enemies where I've tried to tried and failed like a dozen times until I finally beat them. And then I've had enemies like her where it's like, I'm just gonna get two people. We're just gonna fucking gang up on her, and it was so
Yeah.
fun. I
Yeah.
really do think it's like, yeah, you they do a good job of, you earn like a reward for beating a boss, and you can like, oh, you're like, oh, I don't know if I need this, so I'm just gonna sell it. And
Oh
then you
yeah.
realize like, oh fuck, why did I sell it? I didn't know that you can get this. And it's like, yeah, there's a way that the game lets you. You can go to a mausoleum and get it back.
Oh
Or
nice.
like,
Oh.
if I smithing these weapons that fucking suck, and now I'm stuck with this weapon. It's like, nope, you can find smithing stones everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really don't like and not even just that, but it's like there's multiple weapons to replace one. If it's like, oh, oh fuck, I killed this merchant. Oh well, guess what? The merchant.
You killed a merchant?
Killed a
Yeah, people.
merchant?
I know, but if you do, 'cause- yeah. Well,
Oh.
when I first started, I accidentally, because I didn't know NPCs would like turn on you. But it's like not only if you kill a merchant that they drop like a little ball bearing that you can now still buy all of their stuff from another vendor, but
Jesus.
you can visit a church
Imagine
to
killing
get people to
everyone
forgive
in a
you. Like they
7-Eleven and bringing like the deed to the 7-Eleven to
yeah,
Walmart and being like,
The
"Oh,
deed.
I killed the guy from 7-Eleven. I should be able to buy all the 7-Eleven shit
yeah,
here
can I
now,
get
right?"
Slurpees
You know, like,
here? They're like,
well, yeah,
yeah, this
well,
checks out.
yeah, you got the deed. You killed everyone at
Yeah.
7-Eleven. Sure, we'll sell you a Slurpee.
But yeah, like even the fact like, yeah, you're dying all the time, it's like, well, the consequence to dying is you drop the runes you have. And it's like at any point, if you have runes, you could just buy shit, you can level yourself up. Like there's no reason that you need to be carrying a ton of runes. So there's really no consequence to dying. So I
Yeah.
really do think they like are trying to, in
Mm,
those senses of the word, they're making the game accessible.
Well, I think listen, the long and short of it is you've convinced me. I'm gonna go
No,
get
I
it.
don't, but I also
No!
I'm
don't
gonna
think
go
TJ
get the
should
game.
play.
I
No,
don't
I guess
understand
I'm
why
just
we
like
talked about it
arguing
this
on
long.
behalf of the game, but I also do not think you should play this game.
But you
Honestly,
convinced me. It seems fun, and I'm gonna get it.
no,
Because
Yes.
there's also so many other games you
no.
want to play, so I feel like
Oh,
making yourself play this game is a waste.
oh, Matt, name one other game.
Oh, I have a game you should
Oh,
play.
what?
Craps.
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
god. Yeah,
We
they
could
need to
play.
make a craps for PS5.
They should make a
Matt,
craps game for
as long as
PS5.
I can summon Matt Radlow to roll the dice. We went to
That's so
Vegas
fun.
last week, boys, and Matt Radlow made me and TJ very wealthy men
Ugh,
with his hot hands.
the best
Cheese
part
whiz,
is
baby.
when my favorite thing about Vegas is like when you talk about it, like if I said we went to Atlantic City and Matt's hand did so good that I won $175, you might go, oh, okay. Because it's like AC. It's
Yeah.
very funny in Vegas to be like, hey, we won real big in Vegas. You're like, oh my God, would you win like 20,000? You're like,
Yeah.
huh?
No,
Now, what?
we won Atlantic City money.
We
I
won
think
Atlantic City money.
we won like 225% on our bets, which is like pretty good.
It's still good.
It's still
And I never
good.
played Krups before.
Yeah, we had a great time.
I almost
It's the newest.
So, TJ, when do you bet on the 6 or the 8?
when it's
At what
on.
point in the game do you
When
do that?
something is on.
Yeah.
Okay, and what if it's on an 8? What do you do?
You
Do you put more money on the 8?
no. You put the money somewhere else.
Yeah,
Where? Where do you put? Yes,
Any
somewhere.
other number. 4, 6, 10.
yeah. But if you want to put money on the 8, where do you put it?
You put it behind the line. Behind
Yes.
the pass line.
Good job.
I
Good job.
do remember
Well,
everything. And one of the
My funniest part about playing craps is, for those of you who don't play craps, basically you're rolling dice and the whole table's kind of winning or losing at the same time. So it's
and
like
in TJ's defense, it's intimidating.
it is
fucking-
intimidating.
it's
There's a
bull-
lot of places to put money. It's like
Yeah,
a
there's a
roulette
lot of places to
table.
put money. Everyone's fucking, there's like 4 workers at the table surrounded by
everything's flying
gamblers.
all over.
And like even Ian and I a few times just like, wait, what does this do? Like, yeah, it's pretty
Right.
intimidating. But an hour into it, Ian and I were pretty comfortable with the rules.
Okay, the one thing that was driving me nuts is as soon as there's a win or a loss after the on, you have a bet called behind the line. It doesn't none of the details matter. You just have a bet that's very close to you that you pick up after you win or lose. Or if you lose, they pick it up. But if you win, you pick up that bet. And you can make it again later. Every single time we had to turn to TJ and be like, you pick up your behind the line bet. You got to pick that up again.
There was
You
one
got to
time-
pick that up.
Was it
Like-
your money? Was it you, Matt? You were next to me, or Ian?
I
Ian's
think
money.
you were in the middle.
We were both.
So
next
we were
to you.
both next to you.
I grabbed by accident. I grabbed when
Yeah, you grabbed my
wins
money.
down.
Yeah.
I didn't win, but I got so confused. I grabbed Ian's chips, and he was like, "Yo, what are you doing, dude?" And I'm like, "Oh." And then
You had no excuse for that because your chips are just right in front of you. It's not even like it's
Yeah.
a confusing table where you're reaching over.
I don't
You
know,
just
man.
reached over and grabbed Ian's chip.
I was throwing the money in weird places.
It's literally like if you're at a table, like having dinner, and you accidentally reach your fork over onto someone else's plate and take a piece of their steak and eat it.
no,
They're like, what are you doing?
no. It
And
wasn't
you're like,
that bad.
well, how am I supposed to know whose is whose?
I got so scared. I told Ian, I was like, "Yo, thank God you're next to me and not some red hat wearing Fred Durst wannabe jerk off who if I grabbed for his money, he would break my hands or start a
Oh
fight."
my
I
God.
was
Just
like,
as an aside, quick,
Oh.
I had I got my hair cut the other day. I was
Fresh.
talking to the barber about Vegas and
it was
stuff.
fresh.
And I said, "Oh, I actually went to high school with a professional, World Series of poker level player. Like he's won a few things." And he's like, "Oh yeah, who?" And I'm like, "Sean Deeb. Have you heard of him?" And he's like, "Yeah, I know Sean Deeb, and his dad's Freddie Deeb." And I'm like, "No." And he goes, "Yeah, he definitely is." And I'm like, "No." And his argument was they have the same last name. And my argument is the Deeb family owns Ted's Fish Fry in Troy, New York, where we have been basically every weekend since I was about 6 years old. We know the family well. I went to college with Sean's older brother. I went to high school with Sean. We've met his father several times. He always comes over and says hi to the family if we're around because we're such frequent guests. We know multiple members of the family.
Mm-hmm.
And
And he said, "No, Freddie Deeb and Sean Deeb have the same last name. Freddie Deeb is Sean Deeb's father."
like there's no other Deebs on earth.
I know. That's what I was saying.
How do you argue with someone cutting because you don't want to keep messing?
I
with
know.
it.
I don't know what to
Screw it
say
up.
at that point. I'm like,
mean,
I've
he's
met
not-
Sean Deeb next to his father and said, "Hi, hey Sean, how's it going?"
I love that you were
"Hey
like,
Ted, how are you?"
My favorite part of this whole thing is the audacity that you were like, I went to school with Sean.
That's
I
how
know
I
him
started it, just because
personally."
that's
And the guy's
yeah.
like, "Yeah, but I know the guy has the same last name as this other man." It's like, you know what you have to do? You like my mother always says, you have to take the L on that one.
I did. I took the L. I said, "You know
Just-
what? There's certain people you can't have an argument with. I like this haircut, so we'll leave it at that."
You know what, Ian? One of my grandfather once said, "Some men just want to watch the world burn." So that's my grandpa said it.
Oh, we love to see it, folks.
We love to see it, folks. That's what my
Well,
grandpa
but
always says.
I'm looking it up, and they do spell their last name the same.
Yes,
Like, are
they're
you
both they're
sure?
both Lebanese, and Deeb might be like the Smith of. Thanks, Brian.
Brian wrote, digging the Hawaiian unemployed Ian vibe. Because Ian has a
Well,
beautiful Hawaiian short sleeve shirt on.
thank you. It's my new style.
Now,
I'm
Ian, let
into
me
it
ask you
right
a
now.
question. Matt did unveil some information that I think the barber may be correct. They both have the same last name.
Yeah, the way I'm seeing it is they have the same last name.
How's it spelled,
and
Matt? Can you tell me how they're spelled?
They're spelled DEEB.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's too strange to have more than one Deeb family.
Yeah, well, they're
Well,
both
they're both
Lebanese.
poker players,
They're both
too.
Lebanese Americans, and they're both poker players. So
Maybe he met a different dad. Maybe he has more than one dad. You ever think
that's
about
honestly,
that?
you are echoing my stupid barber sentiments.
I
Well,
love
they
that
have the
Matt's
same last name, Ian.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
both
they're
play
both
poker.
poker.
Yeah.
They're both Lebanese. They're clearly related.
You have to. It's so funny.
I mean, how many white people are there named Smith playing professional poker?
well, they're all related. It's one giant
well,
family.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's one giant family. Brian McGinnis wrote, "You guys talk about video games yet? Very funny."
All right.
What
we're
a
talking
big-
about gambling, which is the biggest video game of all. If you want to talk about how many people are playing video poker right now,
Oh,
if
just
it was on like the Steam charts, it might be number one.
too
Yeah,
many.
it's a video
So,
game.
Here's the thing they did have out. So there's the PlayStation Game Pass is codenamed Spartacus or PlayStation Infinite. That's a new piece of news that can
Is that going to be
squeezed out.
different than PS Plus?
They said it's PlayStation's version of Game Pass, which I thought PlayStation Plus was PlayStation's version of Game Pass.
Okay.
But I don't know what I was trying to look at like what the difference is. I don't see much of a.
Brian says it's
PlayStation
plus now plus other goodies.
So it's PlayStation Plus plus. Oh God, this is like HBO Max and HBO Go. PlayStation Plus edition and now. Wait, PlayStation. Do you know what I'm saying? It's PlayStation Plus now plus other goodies. You can't. Do you understand why I'm getting confused?
Yeah.
It's
So it's the
PlayStation
Xbox
Plus.
Series X, Xbox One
Yeah,
X.
Xbox X Series, Xbox X Series. Matt, are you gonna get an X Series, Xbox X Series X?
Fuck no.
You're just gonna get a
But
PlayStation
again, just
available.
to go back to a bit we were doing like 2 years ago.
Ooh,
The working title was Scarlet. Just keep it a Scarlet.
just keep it
Xbox
Scarlet. I don't know why
Amazing.
they were like they're so
Dude,
dumb.
Xbox Scarlet sounds so fucking cool.
It sounds great.
It does
But
sound
then
like,
they're like
Scarlet's a cool word.
Scarlet's a
Scarlet's a fucking great word. She's a
No.
boring character in Mortal Kombat. She's fine.
She's fine. She's
She's
like
she's mid tier.
she is mid-tier. Well, Matt, are you not going to get a Piss Station 5 if you get it?
I think I'll eventually get a PS5, but
Like,
He's
if
gonna
you
have
want
I'm
to
never
when
gonna get an
Elden Ring 2
Xbox.
comes out.
Okay, so you'll get a Piss 5 over. Yeah, it makes sense. I see
What
no
does
advantage.
Xbox have?
Nothing. Every game is just a better version of the games you already
Hi,
have.
Woodley. Say
And you
hi.
want to hear something crazy,
Okay.
TJ? I went on my
Woodley.
PS5 and bought Tiny Tina,
Yeah.
and then I saw like a bunch of crossplay shit as it was downloading, and it turns out it is crossplay between PC and PS5. So I returned the PS5 and got it on PC.
Very
Like another reason not to have Xbox. So many games are just crossplay right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no point. Yeah, it was, like there's no, yeah. And then if you get a
Yeah, I
PS5
mean-
and you get Elden Ring, you and Ian can jump in each other's game. And then finally, when I get Elden Ring next week, I'll
Here,
play.
don't get it.
And then just hear me out. So it's PlayStation
Please,
Plus. Huh?
Save Caroline some tragedy in her life
I
and
know,
don't get
yeah.
Elden Ring.
I can't. She already gets. This is. We're at the point in our relationship that when she hears this, God damn it, this is her response. What? Like earlier, like in our relationship, it was like, oh, what's the matter? Now it's just like, what? And I'm like, nothing. I just,
You don't understand. This guy
Oh,
hesitates for a moment within his attack string when you think he's going to hit you and you dodge roll, and then he hesitates a half second just to trick you.
You
I would
don't
love to see
understand.
TJ, who still gets super mad, but he's very reasonable about it. That would
Yeah, that's comedy when it's not. I'll be biting my controller, chipping a tooth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wow, Brian McGinnis wrote, Game Pass is overrated. As a PS fanboy, there's probably no way you play all the games, so you're essentially spending $20 a month to play Halo. No, I disagree with that.
But you do pay for PS Now, Brian. So like you're all over the place with this.
Yeah, Brian, you're paying more. Brian, you're paying for 2 separate services. Like Game Pass is like, I think it's like 90 a month or something like that. And you get I think it's like 90 a month or something like that. I'll take the L. I don't know, man. It is confusing to say PlayStation plus thing. It's 90 a month. Yeah, you pay 90 a month, and it's like, I don't know. I enjoyed Game Pass to a degree. There's games on it that I would download, I would play them. But I'll tell you the truth, man, there wasn't a lot. I wasn't like doing a lot of, you know, downloading those games.
Yeah.
You don't have Game Pass, right?
I tried it. I did like a trial thing. It was nice because I wanted to play Fallout, so I
Sure.
was able to play Fallout. I couldn't decide between Fallout 4 and Fallout New Vegas because I'd already played Fallout 3. Saw they were both available on Game Pass.
Did you get
Right.
did you play New Vegas?
Yeah, I played Fallout 4 first because I really only wanted to play one.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I'm gonna like Fallout 4 more.
Did you like it?
No, I didn't.
Ah,
But I loved Fallout New Vegas.
well, get New Vegas. I mean, it's not, I don't know, man.
Well, I did. So I played it, and then I mean, I did everything I wanted to, and then I was like, all right, I don't need Game Pass anymore, so I just got rid of it.
Well, Brian goes, can someone confirm why TJ? I don't do Game Pass anymore.
Is it really $90 a month for Game
So
Pass?
I think it's whatever the price is. It's Xbox Live is 60 a month, and then Game Pass was like, I think
Xbox Live is not 60 a month.
or 60 a year. I'm sorry. And then Game Pass was like, I think 60 a year. So they have a bundle where you could get like Xbox. You get
That's
Game
a
Pass
lot less than 9. So you're saying 120 a year, not
yeah,
90 a
120 a
month.
year, or you get 90 if you bundle or some.
It's not good Twitch manners to disagree with chat. If I know one thing, I know that.
Yeah, Brian.
No,
Well,
it's bad to disagree with chat. So we're just going to take Brian at his word and go on.
Yeah.
It's not Twitch,
TJ comes in with another one. TJ isn't sure exactly how much money he wastes. I mean,
That's true.
I just looked it up because I'm curious with this talk about Fallout. How long do you think it's been since the last Fallout game? Ballpark.
That was that 76?
Yes.
6 years is my guess, without looking.
for Fallout 76.
Yeah.
I don't know. 9 years.
It's been 4, which I thought was longer than I thought.
So,
It's been
Like
4
that's
years
long. That's longer than my like knee jerk reaction.
from
would have been.
Fallout 4 to 76.
No, it's been 4 years since Fallout 76. Period, and we haven't
Jesus
even heard an
Christ.
announcement of a new Fallout.
Well,
wait,
they
didn't
have
you play Fallout 76, TJ?
I tried. Now. I one of the friends of the show, Dave McLaughlin, he hit me up and was like, "There's a DLC that came out," and he goes, "Hey man, I know you talk about Fallout 76 and how it kind of sucks, which it kind of does." And he's like, "There's a DLC that kind of makes it feel Fallout like it has like an adventure," and it was like fun. But with 76, the issue was the area was pretty cool and the gunplay was fine and like building like your settlement and moving stuff was cool, but I felt like every time you're out doing shit, your settlement got attacked, or if like people jumped in the game, like trolls were like the worst in it. And then the other problem was, since there's no NPCs at the time I was playing,
Amazing.
you just went around reading terminals.
Like it just seems like such a fundamental part of Fallout is
It's just
NPCs.
Fallout is not made. Here's what Fallout, and I said this before, Fallout 3 and New Vegas and 4 would be fun if I wanted to bring you guys into the world and we run around and do stuff together, and it's like cool. But to have that the only NPCs, I forgot Brian's just promoting. All my retro heads in the chat have really been to the Evercade versus console. He acts like he has stock in Stadia and the handheld. Anyway, but I'm saying like it was this thing where I wish it was, like people joining. We have a call. Hi, you're on the air with Unlimited Lives with Ian and Matt. Who is this?
Hi, this is Jeff.
Oh, hi, Jeff. How are you?
Jeff,
Hey,
was it?
Jeff.
Hi,
Be
Jeff.
myself. I'm just gonna be myself. I'm not doing a bit. I'm just myself. No bit here.
Oh, no bid, no bid, just yourself?
Not like last night's Oscars. No, I'm not doing a bit.
At the Oscars? Very good.
Yeah.
When Will Smith pretended to hit Chris Rock, I assume you're referring
Yeah,
to.
is that where
Yeah.
he pretended to strike him?
People took the bait just so we'd be talking about the Oscars, and I just want to be myself here. I don't want to be fake like Hollywood bullshit. So yeah, just calling in myself, just a regular guy.
Oh, cool. Is there anything you want to talk about as a regular guy?
Well, what's today's topic?
Oh, we just talked about Fallout. I don't think you ever played it, but we were talking about the PlayStation.
Oh, I did have Fallout. I got up to the birthday party, and then I didn't get any further.
The first 10 minutes, and then you stopped.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fallout 3.
Oh, well, Jeff, you are a PS5 owner. Are you going to get are you excited for the Spartacus Game Pass?
Yeah, very excited. I can't wait for it. As soon as I figure out what it is, I'm going to really love it.
Wait, is this a bit, or do you not know what it is?
I don't know what it is, but I'm open to learning about it.
Oh, you're just gonna learn about it?
Yeah.
Oh, very good, very good. Are you gonna subscribe to it if you have are you gonna subscribe to it if you find out that it's a cool thing to get video games?
Is this like a GameFly?
Yeah, it works just like GameFly.
Guys, what if there was a Blockbuster but for video games?
Oh, what you mean GameFly? Did you know I had GameFly on 3 separate occasions?
I never had GameFly.
TJ needed 3 separate GameFly subscriptions simultaneously because he couldn't concentrate on it.
So the problem with GameFly was when you subscribe to it, and they're like, hey, fill your queue with the games you want to play. So of course I was like, oh, here's like 3 of the hot new games that are coming out in the next week. I put them in my queue, and I put in
Lollipop Chainsaw
at the time, Mad Max, and then I also put in Assassin's Creed 1 because I never played it or something like that. And then Assassin's Creed 1 showed up, and I was like, well, this was the 5th on my queue. So then I mailed it back, and then the next shitty game came on the bottom of my queue, and I'm like, I want the new Lollipop Chainsaw. I want the game that's coming out next week.
Everyone wants to play Lollipop Chainsaw.
Everyone. So then I realized that you had to have your queue with just one game you wanted on there, and then you just had to wait. I waited a full month once and never got the game, so I canceled GameFly, and then they got me again a couple months later where
they got me.
An America game I wanted to play, and I re-signed up. I was like, well, maybe it's better now. And it was just as bad.
Yeah.
And then I threatened I was like, if you guys don't send me Captain America, I'm canceling my subscription for the second time.
It still
Guys,
exists.
I'm still here. Why is no one talking to me? I'm still here.
Wait, Jeff, is this a bit that you're still here?
That was a bit.
Oh, that's a great bit. Did you have GameFly, Jeff? It's not around
I never
anymore.
had GameFly, but I have PlayStation Plus, so I don't know why I need Spartacus. I'd imagine they're going to do more features, and they'll probably combine it with the Now. Is it going to entice people? I don't know. Are you guys in? Do you want it?
Well, it's going to be PlayStation Plus Now Plus. So it's PlayStation Plus.
I'm going to get PlayStation Plus now. PlayStation Plus.
Yeah. Who's in these meetings just being like, we'll call it Plus? Well, then what happens if we add something to it? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who cares? I don't know. Yeah, Is GameFly dead?
Dude, I mean, think about it though. You're fucked. You want to name it something basic? No, GameFly is not dead. I just was on the website.
Oh, good God. Jeff, can you give me a GameFly subscription, please?
Your 4th one, sure.
It is my 4th one. What were we saying, Ian?
You're fucked, man. You want to name it something Plus, it's always going to be confusing. You want to name it something arbitrary like Spartacus, it's confusing. what do you name it? It's like PlayStation, and you get like a few games for free every month. Like, how do you describe that?
Yeah, it's sort of like if you call yourself HBO Go, and then you change it to Max.
Well, HBO Go makes sense. Like, oh, I can get HBO on my smartphone.
Sure.
That's not what it is.
What about HBO Now?
Well, now you can get HBO. Yeah, you're right.
Sure, that's fine.
We
But
give
then-
them shit for these names, but what the fuck else are you gonna name
I
them?
don't know. HBO Go was fine.
Well,
No, look at it. PlayStation Plus is totally fine. It's not PlayStation Plus, you idiot. Jeff, I think Brian was doing a bit about PlayStation Plus.
yeah.
Well,
Brian,
Brian's doing a bit about Stadia. That Stadia is successful.
No,
You know
that
what?
is
I'm going to
true.
go write that. Yeah, I'm going to go call him out on that. Guys, this was great, man. I'm looking into Spartacus. I'm in.
Oh,
I love
cool.
it.
All right, Jeff,
Cool.
you want us to let you go?
Hey,
I have to
I'm
go
looking
now.
into
Okay.
Spartacus.
I'm looking into Spartacus.
I'm looking into. All right, Jeff. Thanks, buddy.
Later, guys.
Later. Very funny, Jeff Cerulli, everyone.
Yeah, the best.
TV Zone.
Are
Jeff
you guys
Cerulli.
gonna play the new Kirby?
Well, I didn't even look into it.
It's
Is
like
it
the
for the
3D one.
Swatch?
No, actually, for some reason, it's an Xbox exclusive.
Shut up. Are you joking?
Yes, I'm joking.
Oh, that's a good bit. What's it called?
Kirby's sucking his own dick.
Whoa, is that what it's called?
Does that mean how's that work? Does he then turn into Kirby's dick?
It's Kirby in the Forgotten Land. Well, one of the funny things, did you guys see the Kirby car meme?
No. Let's see.
It's-
Oh, are you able to share your link when you find it?
I got it.
Watch if you share your whole screen.
I'm
just
gonna do it in the
share.
private chat. You can put it up. Oh God,
sure.
fucking Google links.
Oh, is it tiniest crap? Oh my god.
Hold on, I get you a better link.
Oh
I
Lord.
think TJ could probably just type in Kirby car.
Yeah, just Google Kirby car.
Yeah, let's see. Hold
The
on.
second one's probably better.
I think second one's probably better. Hold on.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, yep. All right, here we go. Share.
Vroom.
Vroom. Make the room. Wow.
That's when Kirby eats a car.
Now that is cool.
It's kind of cool. It also breaks all kind of pre-existing Kirby lore, where Kirby has basically a portal to another dimension within himself,
Yep.
which is how he can eat so much and like never get like bigger, except when he has something in his mouth directly. So it makes no sense.
Wait, this is from the game that's Kirby as a car?
You
Yeah.
can actually happens in your Kirby car for part of the game.
It's also filthy.
Well, it's like a 3D open world game where like you have to go and fight insanely hard bosses, find loot. You lose all of your Kirby points if you die, and you have to pick them up again before.
This sounds cool. This sounds
It is.
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks fried. This look like it's a Kirby condom on a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you were
Yeah.
trapped inside, you'd be screaming because you'd be inside some guts of some pink.
Yeah, imagine being in the driver's seat there.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to see. You'd be freaking out.
Well,
You're just
you'd
in a
still
world of
be in
pink.
your car though. It's not like you were swallowed by Kirby because
Do
you're.
you think?
At
Do you
what
think
point
you
are
could open the
swallowed?
door?
You can't open the door though, Matt. You're
If
trapped.
I did it hard enough, yeah, his cheek would
Ew,
open
you'd
enough.
rip his
No,
skin.
Yeah, it would.
Matt. You need to rewatch Jeepers Creepers if you think cars aren't scary.
Yo, cars are so scary if you ever see Jeepers Creepers.
I don't think cars are scary, and I have never seen Jeepers Creepers.
Matt,
Matt, you need to rewatch Cars if you don't think cars are scary.
Yeah, Matt, you gotta
Fine.
rewatch Car. All right, you're gonna rewatch Cars.
I'll rewatch Cars.
That's a scary movie.
Matt, you need to rewatch Ford versus Ferrari if you don't think cars are scary.
Oh, that movie is so good. I
Movie's
love the
so
part.
good.
I wanted Ford to win so bad, but at a certain point, I was cheering for Ferrari. I'll be honest with you.
That's what you wanted Ford to win so bad.
Yeah, but it was the type of thing where it was like, I want Ford to win. Change my mind, and the movie at one point did, and then I was just glad everyone had fun.
Yeah.
Everyone did have fun.
I have to say, I went into that movie and I sat there, and this is me being like a contrarian and a skeptic and an asshole. And I sat there and I said, "These cars aren't going to be fast at all."
Yeah,
And boy, was I proven
You were
wrong.
so
Boy,
wrong.
were you dead wrong.
I was dead wrong.
You were dead Elden Ring wrong. This was so fun, guys. Anything you want to talk about before we wind down?
Ukraine, but probably not the platform for it.
No, not the place. Not at
Yeah,
all.
I'd like to say some things. I do want to thank.
And then that's our show. Not the place. This is not a political podcast. Matt, is there anything you want to plug before you go?
No.
Wow. All right, Ian, anything?
No.
You guys literally don't want to plug anything.
No.
Twitter handles, nothing.
I'd like to plug in an Xbox to play Elden Ring.
Well, you can. You can follow me at TJ Del Reno. You can follow the show at Unlimited SXM and Unlimited Lives all across social media. All right, guys, we'll see you later. See ya.
See ya.
Oh, you're gonna play Elden Ring now?
Yeah, I just got to the
Probably.
Zelensky/Putin boss fight.
Oh my god.
It's a complicated situation to try and handle the complexities of both sides.
Oh my
I
god.
just got into this dungeon and it was nice because usually you're trying to loot, but here there was just essentials. There's things like bread and medicine and water, clean water, and
Yeah.
bandages and just batteries, things that you need to survive in a world that's can be very hostile if we don't all chip in. And
Dude, I
help.
love the area where it's just a bunch of stone imps and they all are not facing you, but they all kind of turn simultaneously into you when you go into the room and they say, "Should there be a no-fly zone over Ukraine?" And
Yeah,
it's like a long dialogue tree.
yeah.
Jesus Christ. Great show, guys.
Great show. Thanks for having me.
Funny. So thanks everyone for watching. This episode will be out tonight. Great job for you two. I love you boys so much. I appreciate you guys.
Miss you
Love
guys already.
Teach.
We'll go back
All
to
right.
Vegas soon, huh?
We will.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
win some super money.
Well, TJ, I'll see you in La La Land next
I'll
month.
see you both in La La Land. Bye, boys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.